Okay, I know what you're saying. Just shout it out. I don't care. It's been 3 years since the last Plush Collection. I know. I'm aware. I'm not active on YouTube anymore. Why am I doing a Plush Collection in the middle of 2026, acting like it's a new one? Honestly, I don't care. I have college coming up. It's probably the last chance I'll ever get to do one of these. So we're doing Plush Collection 2026. It's not a FNAF plush collection because most of the ones that are FNAF I've sold. So it's just going to be like every plush that I have, plus FNAF, plus random series, plus customs. Let's go! And speaking of customs, I've sold most of those too. Those aren't going to be in here either, mostly because they're for money. So either I can just not put those in here entirely and just forget about those, or I can put all the ones that I've made in the past, like they're in the plush collection, in musical form. You don't want that? Too bad, I don't care.
The Whipper, Jack Frost, Azrael, Black Frost, May Spooky Month this week. Fallout Suit, Must RGB2, Funtime, Chica, Monster Kill, Nico, another Azrael, Tenubber, Liam, Master Shake, Spring Chap, Carney, Pillar Knight, and Ryan, the Angel Gamer. Shadow Freddy, Rosie Maple, 39, Jackson Plush Trap.
Okay, now that that's out of our system, let's go on straight to the plush collection, starting with FNAF, which is probably what I have most plushies of anyway. First up is the first couple Sanchies I have. Here's Sanchi Freddy. Now, Freddy, Bonnie, and Foxy over here are the Fat Mojo Sanchies. I know after that they made like a full-on release with like Chica and Golden Freddy. And after that, they did the re-release in 2020. And after that, they did like a new Freddy. I think like a couple weeks ago they announced him, and they said they fixed the eyes, which honestly they didn't. It looks kind of bad. But this is the original 3 that they made with Fat Mojo, I think. And these are the first 3 plushies that I ever got for FNAF in my entire life. Mostly because they're the first ones. But they're also really nostalgic. They're not like in great condition. I think Freddy, his neck is broken, and I think I've tried to fix it with hot glue. So he's not in the best shape. Other than that, Bonnie and Foxy are pretty good. Although Foxy looks really stupid with his like tilted snout. And of course there's Chica. This is a 2020 re-release. I do prefer the old one over this one. The cupcake is kind of weird and kind of falls off like that. It's cool that it's magnetized, but I don't really like that one. Other than that, all 4 of them are pretty neat, pretty nice. I never got Golden Freddy or Fredbear, so I only have Funko Golden Freddy. Walmart exclusive, not great. He also doesn't fit in terms of size with the other ones. These are the only original FNAF ones that I have. I have more in the collection that I'll get to later, but I sold most of my collection. But here's the main 5 that I kept because, I mean, you know, it's the main 5. Gotta have the main 5. There's more later, so I'll get to those. The ones that I've kept from the FNAF collection are all in waves. The rest are either sold separately in their own waves, or they're like really rare ones that I couldn't get in a wave and sold separate. But so the ones that I have now are like only full waves and not really any specific ones. In terms of release order, the next one that I have is the Blacklights. I have Blue Freddy, Pink Freddy, Blue Foxy, Green Foxy, and Purple Foxy. I don't have the cupcake. I think I sold that one. But I have the Blacklights. And also this bootleg Fredbear that I've kept for so many years. I never got like an actual Fredbear plush like the Sanchi one. And Funko made Spring Bonnie, so I had to get a Fredbear. Just because he's bootleg and he fits with the Sanchi ones, I'll put him with these guys. But after that, I have the Twisted ones. All of them, by the way. I have Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, the Wolf, Theodore, and Stanley, and no Ella. I don't know why they did that. So I have waves of the Blacklights, the Twisted ones, and all of Pizza Sim, including Rockstar Freddy, Rockstar Foxy, Lefty, Helpy, Pigpatch, Orville Elephant, and L-Chip, and Pigpatch fell down. I don't have any of the exclusives. I think Happy Frog, Mr. Hippo, and the Hot Topics I all sold. So I only have like the base Pizza Sim ones. I think that's most of what I have in terms of the waves of the FNAF collection. I kept one of my many jumbos, which is the Jumbo Tie-Dye Freddy. I had another one of these guys and the Foxy, but I sold those guys, so I only have just one Tie-Dye Freddy left. He also fits with the Senshi size, so I'll leave him in here. There's two Security Breach ones I have, which is Glamrock Chica and Moon. I got Moon around when the Sun and Moon released, and they looked pretty good. This is the re-release Glamrock Chica with soft fabric. These are the only two Security Breach ones I have. I never got Rune, never got anyone else. There are two Funkos left in my collection of the FNAF collection that I actually kept because I actually kind of like them, which is Jacko Bonnie and Captain Foxy, both of which are from the Curse of Dreadbear wave. One, because I really like Curse of Dreadbear and Help Wanted, and this is the only stuff they did that I actually want to keep. I really like Jacko Bonnie as a character. He's really cool. And Captain Foxy is an exclusive. He's kind of cool too. Those are the only two that I actually kind of like and will keep. There's two Jazzwares that I got. I got Freddy, and recently I got the new Nightmare Bonnie. I've never officially reviewed the Jazzwares plushies or really anything from them on this channel, but I really like the Jazzwares plushies. They're a lot softer and bigger and squishier than Funko's more like kind of rigid plushies. They got beans at the bottom of them. They also have like a full bottom, like a circle. Makes them sit really well. Again, very nice and soft. All the eyes glow. So very nice plushies. And I think that does it for all the FNAF stuff I have. Up here are the FNAF jumbos I actually kept. I couldn't sell these guys, but I sold the rest. I only have Nightmare Freddy left, Rockstar Freddy, the two Vannies, and Blacklight Foxy. In order, I think the exclusives are to Hot Topic, and these guys are GameStop. I also have Sun and Moon down here. The shelf up there is kind of like small, so I can't really display these guys. I just keep them in storage. But here's Sun and Moon. They're both GameStop. I don't like these guys compared to the rest of the jumbos. They're kind of small, but they're nice. I kept these two, and I think that's everything for FNAF. Moving on to other series that away from FNAF, to keep in like the general horror theme, let's go with like some indie games that are related to FNAF. First up here is Hello Neighbor. I have the Big Neighbor plush from GameStop and Clown Neighbor. I know they made more of these guys. They're like the same size, but I never got them. So I just have normal Neighbor and the Clown one. Cool thing about this guy is that he has a little voice box in it. That's pretty cool. But those are the only two Neighbor plushies I have. And I have Zardy from Zardy's Maze. I got into this game around when it was popular, like I think 2021 maybe. I got the makeshift plushie of him. I don't really like makeshift plushies. They're kind of goofy. The head's too big, and like you lose interest in whatever character you got after like 2 weeks or so. So I kind of don't like that I have this guy, but I have him anyway. Keeping in line with indie game series, I guess I'll move on to Undertale and Deltarune next. I only got a couple official Undertale plushies that they made, including Toriel, Sans, Papyrus, and Metaton. I know they made like Undyne and some other characters, but I never got those. I only have the four main guys here. They're all pretty cool. I like how they're sized. They're kind of soft and squishy. Details are too nice, but they're okay. And then the only Deltarune one I have, which is Rousey. His glasses fell off. I know there's a whole bunch of other Deltarune plushies they made, especially in the future. They're going to be more because the new chapters are coming out. Rousey's really nice. I don't like how he's like way smaller than the rest, but he's all right. And then one more indie game series. This is One Shot Nico. I did make a custom of this before, but this is the official one that they released from Fangamer. He's all right. A little too small though, but he is pretty cool. Up here I have the Kid Robot Don't Hug Me I'm Scared plushies. Yellow guy, duck, and a red guy. I don't like the strings on him. They always fall off. And you can see his weird mouth. I hear that they made like another yellow guy with like the worm coming out of his head, but I think that's like a prototype and they never released that. These plushies are really cool though. The material is very nice, especially on Duck. And with the strings, they kind of like unravel, which I always say, if you're making a plushie with these strings, don't do that, because they always unravel, and like you will only have it for like a couple years maybe. But these plushies are pretty cool anyway. I hear they made the clock, but I never got them. And here is SpongeBob plushies.
I'm SpongeBob.
I have this really big SpongeBob. This
I'm SpongeBob.
this spherical SpongeBob. I hear it's an ancient relic from World War II, so pretty cool. And then I have this this Bold and Brash plushie. You can actually take off the Squidward and put him back on. That's really cool. This thing is too big, so I'll just take that out. Staying in line with cartoon stuff, I have these really old regular show plushies. And I know they're super old because I've looked everywhere online to see if I can find them, and I can't find them anywhere. I have Mordecai and Rigby. Look at this. How can you say no to this face? He's so adorable. These two in particular have like little drawstrings on the back. They had like these really iconic catchphrases on them, but it doesn't work anymore because they're so old. It's really sad. But I have Mordecai and Rigby here. And I think these two are newer ones. I have Pops and Skips. And Pops has the tag, Skips doesn't, but they're both Toys R Us exclusive, which, you know, they're really old. I mean, those are even older, but these are super old if they're Toys R Us exclusive. And again, I can't find them online anywhere, so I think these might be pretty rare. And I guess over here, more cartoon stuff. I have Cagney and Cuphead from Cuphead. This one's the black and white version. I think both of these are from like the second wave of the Cuphead plushies. I never got the first few ones. But those are the only two Cuphead ones I have. And I guess Futurama stuff, I got Bender and I forgot his name. Professor Zoidberg, yeah. I got Bender, Bending, Rodriguez, and Zoidberg from Futurama. I know they made like Fry and Leela and some other characters, but I never got those two. I think these guys are from, I thought they were Kid Robot, but I think they're, oh, they are, yeah, they are Kid Robot, so. There's two guys I forgot. First, this, it's the Good Stuff Blacklight Foxy. It's the pink one, because they made like 3 other colors, but they never made a pink one, at least from Funko's. But Good Stuff made a pink Foxy, and I got it for whatever reason. Let's put it back there. And I have this plush from Omari. It's a game that nobody likes from what I can tell. I played it once and never again, because I didn't really care for it, so let's just put that back there. Moving on to South Park plushies. Now, I'm really just scraping from the bottom of the barrel here because these are like super, these are bootleg. Here's Stan, his like little tuft of pom-pom stuff thing came off because they're just like super bad plushies. I have Stan, Kyle, and I have 2 Kennys. One is alive and one's dead Kenny. And I got this better, I think it's Kid Robot. Yeah, it is. Towely. He's got like wire in him that like folds down the like end of this towel. It's pretty good. And this set of like bootleg stuff, it came with Cartman. I can't find them anywhere. And it had a Butters too. But the Butters was so bad that I actually took its pattern and made a custom Butters. It looks pretty good. I made it a couple years ago, so it doesn't really hold up too well. But I thought it was pretty good. It's like one of the only customs in this entire collection that I actually kept. I don't think I have any other ones in here that I know of. And here's 2 Mario ones. I'm not putting the rest in because I have a whole Mario collection. This video would be way too long for that. I have Junior, and I have one of the Koopalings, or the Koopa, whatever his name is. I kept this guy. I'll put these 2 guys in here because they're from SML. I don't even remember your name. I know you're Junior. I don't even watch SNL, but I'm just putting these guys in here because why not? Okay, I lied. I found Cartman. He's just a ball. He's so different from the other ones because he's fat. But they just made him a ball. He doesn't even have feet. It's just, oh, he's beautiful. I'll put him right front and center. And I don't have that many other plushies to show. I'll just put in one last surprise for the collection. I have this here Beaver plush. If you're an OG channel member, subscriber, you kind of know who this is. He was in a lot of my old series, like my really old series that I don't do anymore. But you'll know who he is. Put him right here. And that kind of does it for all my collection. Like I said, most of this stuff is sold. It's going in storage. I don't really collect anymore. I might get more of like the Jazzwares FNAF stuff if any of that is any good in the future, which right now it's really not. I don't really care for the new action figures. I'll probably collect some that I like, some that I don't. They have a lot of AR stuff, so I'll get more of those. But yeah, that's kind of the whole collection here. Not a lot of FNAF stuff, not a lot of like any other stuff. But it's a good collection, and I think that'll do it for me for plush collecting. This is a great year for plushies, and this is a great time for me to be ending off the plush series with all the collections. So yeah, Thank you all for watching. Glad that you're here with me on this epic journey, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, get out!